Smith. Welcome to my channel, Nine Lives Energy. I do a lot of things on this channel, but first and foremost, I teach health and fitness education. And for about 30 years, I pretty much abused my body. I'm talking about teaching 3 and 4 classes a day, most weeks. And if I wasn't teaching a class, I was training somebody and I was moving in that way. I also did competitive fitness. So I have a lot of pain in my body as a result. And one of the issues that I have is sciatic pain at times. I'm actually going through some discomfort right now. And somebody wanted me to make a video for them. And I said, you know, I am going to do that because I think that it could help somebody. It can help me. And maybe I just need to film what I'm doing when I rehab myself or when I exercise, because I'm just trying to balance out my life a little bit after all that go for 30 years and having a knee surgery at 22 years old. I don't move so well, folks. I know I look like it, but looks can be deceiving. So we are stretching out our sciatic nerve. Look at Jinko, folks. He is zenned out, buddy. He is zenned out. He's happy. He got his exercise this morning, and he also got some good wet food this morning. That cat eats better than I do. I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. All right, so we're going to take this foot up for me. Now, what I like to do, we're going to soften this knee. We're going to roll those shoulders back. You're going to take this knee down and just make sure that your knee is soft. And if you want to have something to hold on to, you can. I'm going to get a stick so I can show you what I mean. I use, this is a stick my brother gave me for Christmas, and it has copper on the bottom of it. So in the wintertime when I can't ground to the earth, then I can use this and I'll hold on and I can ground to the earth that way because my feet are on the ground. I have the copper stick down, okay? So when I can't ground in the wintertime because it's too cold, I can do this, okay? So we're going to bring this foot over. I think I'm going to, let me show this way first. That might be easier for you to see. I like to do this on a couch or a chair. That way you can hold, but you want to hold something that's beside you. You don't want to hold something that is, ooh, excuse me, out in front of you, okay? All right, so you're stretching out through the outside of your leg, your IT band, and again, this knee is soft. You want to make sure that this foot is flat and that it's not pointed. So dorsiflex is when the knee comes up, the toe comes up, and plantar flex is when the foot goes down, okay? So we're going to push back just a little bit, kind of slightly bending, and we're still holding on to our stick, or we're holding on to another chair. You just don't want to hold over like that. The reason why you don't want to hold over like that is because you're rounding your back, and we sit like this, we drive like this, we text like this. So let's open up the shoulders, bring our arms out a different way, okay? And I'm telling you these things because I'm telling it to myself, okay? We're going to straighten out that leg for me. Keep straightening out. We're going to move that foot back and straighten out. Hello, who is tuning in? I appreciate you watching. I hope that you get something out of this video. I'm going to move my camera out just a little bit, or phone rather, so you can see a little bit more. So we are here and our foot is straight and we're coming back. Oh, so this is a good stretch for you to do. This is the knee that I actually had surgery on. And I remember sitting in a chair, and I think I was 21. All right. And as I was sitting in the chair, I pushed my knee down and I heard a pop. Little did I know what had happened is my kneecap like moved over, which caused me to walk differently ever since then. And so when you run a lot and you exercise and you don't stretch, guess who ended up having knee surgery because of that? Well, that's what they did back then, okay? They did a lateral release, which they don't even do anymore because it sets you up for a knee replacement and future back problems. So this is where I am at 47 years old, 25 years later after having that knee surgery. And I just kind of hold this stretch here. And as you're doing it, you just don't want to hold your breath. Holding your breath is the worst thing you can do. Okay. It's almost like not putting oil in your car and then expecting it to go and it's a rah, rah, rah. Okay. That's exactly what's happening with your body. You have to breathe and give it the oxygen that it needs in order to come down. Okay. And once you feel that, kind of relax just a little bit. Okay. Because these movements are slow. They are not, let me do ballistic stretching, which is bouncing or holding it for 5 seconds and moving on to something else. No, you have to balance it out. And I'm telling you this because I tell it to myself. I have a problem with wanting to go fast all the time too. And my body just can't. I can't do it anymore, folks. I have to find ways to have fun with exercise by walking in the woods or stretching. That feels a whole lot better. All right, we're going to move that foot up a little bit more for me, still holding on to our stick. Focus on your chest, all right? Is your shoulders, are they relaxed? Are you holding on to the chair for dear life, okay? Or are we holding our breath? Slightly bending that knee, holding on to something, okay? Again, if this is too high for you, take it down a level, okay? You don't have to be here. Woo. All right, we're going to straighten out that leg a little bit more. And you may feel like a release here, or if you hold on to your kneecap, it almost feels like at least that's what it feels like for me. And what's happening is my kneecap is relaxing over that muscle. And so by holding my kneecap slightly, I'm not holding it for dear, I'm holding it like if I was trying to pick up a wing or something and I didn't want to break it. All right. That's how lightly we're holding our kneecap. Now I want you to be mindful of your foot. Is it pointed or is it flexed? Okay. So remember, we're dorsiflexing. And again, you want to be aware of your posture. Are you hunching over? All right. And you're just slightly going to just straighten out that leg. Breathing into it as you straighten it out. Breathing into it. And then as you do that, you can kind of stand up just a little bit more. Maybe you were standing up the whole time. All right. And you weren't leaning over like that. I already feel better. And you want to make sure that that toe comes up. All right. So now what we're going to do, we're going to move that foot over to the side. So I'm going to show it to you this way so you see what's going on. At first I was here and then I'm moving my foot this way. All right, so as I'm straightening this leg, I want to keep that knee bent again. And again, you can take wherever you want to hold on to a stick or a chair, but you want to keep your chest up and you want to go in the opposite direction. Be mindful that that toe is not turning back, okay? You got to have the toe straight up and you are coming in a side angle. So if you're having an issue with this, because I cheat too, folks. Cheaters know how to cheat. And your muscles, all right, they don't want to work. They're going to cheat to do the exercise so that it looks like we're doing it, but we're really not, okay? So I like to get on the back of a chair or have something here to stop my foot from going over, all right? So you can do that too. So if you see the back of the chair here, let me bring this up a little bit more so you guys can see. I'm trying something new, folks, so I appreciate you watching. All right, so my foot is here and I can't turn it over because the back of the couch is there, right? So I might want to be there in order to go this way. Again, you got to keep this soft. Keep this knee soft. You should be able to move your kneecap. Do not lock out your knee and have a pain right back through here. And then you want to slightly bend that knee. So again, we are going diagonally across our body. Diagonally across our body, and our toe is coming up. So we're just going to hang out here for a second, and then we're going to do the other side. Focusing on our breathing, not holding our breath. And you just want to kind of massage that kneecap so it tracks a little bit better. Because when we have sciatic pain, a lot of times it comes from that leg getting kicked out from the side. So this is an exaggerated move. I kicked my leg out. I kicked my leg out. And that's what I did when I had the knee surgery, right? I had to get back to work the next day, right? Maybe I had that knee surgery because I wasn't supposed to do that job. But guess what? I was going to do what I was going to do. I had just gotten out of college and I had that degree. I was going to be the best personal trainer, group fitness instructor, fitness, whatever. And I did it a lot. So anyway, we are stretching out through this area. All right. So now that feels so much better. That's a good sciatic stretch. So let's stretch out the other side. We don't want to do one without the other. All right. So again, we're going to hold our stick here. We're on the back of the couch. And you might notice that one side feels a little bit more uncomfortable than the other one. And that's normal. And if one sciatic bothers you, it could be that maybe you're working one side too much, and then the other side is kind of coming around with that leg sweep, and we don't know how to activate our hips, okay? But we've got to have to stretch out through this muscle, and this took a long time for this to happen. It did not take, just overnight like that, okay? So you got to stretch and do it slowly. Just like over time, this pain happened slowly. It wasn't like I woke up one day and my knee hurt. Okay. So again, we want to make sure that that foot is dorsiflex. So dorsiflex is when the toes go back to the shin, like a dorsifin in the water. And plantar flexion is if you point the toes down. Good. And stretching out through your sciatica, through your glutes right through there. And relaxing through the shoulders, focusing on your breathing. And when we've had enough, we're going to move that foot up a little bit more. We're going to step on back, keeping that chest up, keeping that knee soft. Make sure that the toe that you have is in front of you and not turned out to the side. Okay, my friends? Good. And you can put a little pressure here. Inhale, exhale. And if you missed the beginning of this video, I was telling everybody that about 30 years of abusive exercise experience on my body as a fitness instructor. So through all of that, I have a lot of pain in my body. And I was actually looking at some pictures of me when I competed 10 years ago. That's when I started, was in 2014, 2015, 2016. And after that, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was doing it for the wrong reasons. Straighten that leg out. At first, it's fun. And then it becomes like you get depressed after the show is over and you want to get that high again. And so you do another show and you do another show. Or at least that was my reason. Everybody has their reasons, but that was mine. Okay, now we're going to keep that leg straight for me. Slightly bending that knee. I felt a little pop in my ankle. That felt good. All right, so we're slowly bringing that leg up, and I can feel like my shoulders kind of relaxing because I'm holding on to the copper stick. And even though I'm not on the ground, I can still feel some of that copper energy, folks. We are electromagnetic beings, right? And so in order to help us feel better, we might want to help ourselves with something like this. So I use this in the wintertime in order to ground to the earth outside when I can't take my shoes off, because living in North Carolina is too cold for this Leo rising in the wintertime. All right, so we're going to bring our toes up, slightly bend that knee, straighten those legs, and lean to the side. Now, I will say that people that have issues with their knees is a Capricorn thing, and we do have a Capricorn full moon today, and it is at 18 degrees. And guess what 18 degrees is? 18 degrees by the great astrologer Nicholas Stavanovich, who created this degree theory. 18 degrees aligns with a Virgo degree in the 6th house, and that is the house of health. That is the house of routines. That is the house of our day-to-day. Keeping your chest up, bending the knee, straightening out that leg. So Capricorn is our knees, our bones, the structures, our teeth, definitely the spine. So if you have some placements in your chart that make Saturn weak in your chart, or where Capricorn maybe doesn't show up as its best expression, you could have some bone issues. You could have some teeth issues. You could have some knee issues. All right. So because of some placements I have in my birth chart Not only is it that I have to overdo all the time, but I also have joint problems because of it and teeth problems. So when you know how to work with the energies of your own birth chart, you can get back more into alignment. So by knowing that I have some issues with Capricorn, I try to work with the Capricorn energy. Capricorn energy is structure, is routine. Let's move this around. So if 18 degrees is routine and Saturn is in Capricorn is discipline, maybe having a disciplined routine. What does your routine look like in the morning? Do you wake up in the morning and you don't eat breakfast and you rush out and you go get some coffee? Or do we maybe focus on breathing? I ran out of the house this morning to teach a class, and I'm in a lot of pain because of it. I did a little bit, but I call it fitness magic, where you put on that microphone and all the pain goes away. And I could have done a class and moved, but I was like, no, I probably need to stretch. All right, so this is, again, our outside of our leg. And as you're straightening out that leg, remember, we're here and going all the way to here. So and you might feel some uncomfortableness, here as we held that kneecap a little bit. And, if you need it again to kind of get that reminder, just soften the knee that you're standing on, soften the knee here on the couch, and you should be able to move that kneecap around. All right. All right. So the next sciatic stretch that I like to do, moving this down. Get to see my house. I did that painting right there. I found that picture online and I drew it to scale. So it was on an 8.5 by 11 picture. And then I did like little squares on each one, thinking about all my not art history, but my art classes that I had in high school. Anyway, you draw each box and then I painted it. And yeah, I did that in 2005, 20 years ago. All right, so we got our knees here. We're going to go down to each side. Oh my gosh, I feel like that was a whole lot better than I did this morning. So this is what it looks like. Sorry for this shot here, but we can go to the side, okay? So have our knees going to the side, and you want to try to push that knee down as far as you can. Don't overdo it, just until it's comfortable, all right? Or move this back a little bit so you can see. All right, so we have one knee going down this way, and I'm kind of leaning back a little bit, and then we come back up, and then we go down the other way. Oh, man, that feels so much better. I did this stretch in my class this morning, but it feels a lot better when I feel good after stretching this morning and giving to myself first. I could have been dehydrated too, plus there's a supplement that I'm on, and they're reformulating it, and so I haven't had it like I normally do, and my body really feels it. So I'm going to have to find another way to feel better. And maybe that's because I need to stretch and go outside. All right. So as you are going down and you want to breathe with this, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. I felt a pop in my back. And exhale. Good. Inhale. Drop in that knee. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And you don't have to go with me, all right? But you don't want to go any faster than that, all right? This isn't a race. This is slow moving, okay? This is Taurus moves. Taurus moves slow. Taurus also doesn't like to change, okay? So, but we want to think about how is the Taurus bull? It inhales, eating the grass, and exhales. It's so happy to be sitting there relaxing with all the things that are beautiful. So it's also what we value. So we want to make sure that we are valuing ourselves, all right? Valuing ourselves, valuing our body. If you treat it like crap, guess what's going to happen? It's going to fall apart, just like me. But we're still rocking at 47. All right, so holding it here, you want to have your foot, I don't know, what is that? A 90-degree angle, but it's not like this, okay? You're going to take your foot over and you're going to put a little bit of weight on that. All right. So it looks like this from the front. You're going to put a little weight and it's going to kind of lean. And as you do that, my friends, okay, you're going to kind of just fall back with it. Now you don't want to be on the kneecap. You want to make sure that you're kind of right here for me, folks. Just kind of letting that foot dangle over, kind of leaning back for me, leaning back. I appreciate everybody tuning in. This is the first time I've done this. It looks like I got 11 people watching. So Happy Thursday, folks. Thursday is Jupiter Day. So whatever we do on Jupiter Day, that expands, right? So maybe I'm expanding my ability to stretch. And think about that, folks. Thirsty Thursday, right? Jupiter is expanding your drinking. Please don't be drinking on a full moon, because that's really going to be having some difficulty today on a Thursday with the full moon. So don't drink today. Try to treat your body as good as you can. Because remember, Jupiter expands whatever it's doing. And we got that full moon. A full moon shining a light on, hey, you need to be stretching. Maybe I got to make this video in order to make me stretch. That's fine. I hear the message. Bring that knee down for me. Cross that foot over. Lean back just a little bit. All right. And we're going to stretch out through that other side. All right. Make sure we're inhaling. And if you don't feel it, just lean back a little bit more. Everybody's different. I'm very tight. If you can lay all the way back and do this, by all means, please do so. But I feel it a little bit more this way. And again, the only thing I've used in today's stretch session is a couch and a stick. And you can get a stick from the backyard, or you can get a PVC pipe at, Lowe's. Or you can go get a walking stick like I have and wrap it in copper. If you are going to use the bigger wire copper to go around this wood staff, you might want to use a hair dryer to make it more malleable, because it's hard to bend around. Okay. All right. So we have those two stretches. We got the one up here, and we have this one. This is another stretch that you probably want to do for this area, because what happens is we don't know how to fire our glutes anymore. All right, because we've been kicking that leg out to the side for our sciatic. So if you're just tuning in, let me remind you, when you have knee surgery, or you have back issues, we want to get back to work. So we step knee this way and we walk out. Now, again, I'm exaggerating that move, all right, but that is what causes all that pain, all right? And then especially if you have some issues going on with your back, because everybody has some issues with their back in some shape or form. And I'm not saying that it's hereditary. It's from your activity or inactivity. If you're sitting like this at a phone or a computer, this is creating your own neck problem, your own joint problem, your own Capricorn problem, which is the structure of your back. Okay. All right. So I have this little pillow here, and you can use a pillow if you want. But I like to use this and kind of just lay back this way. Okay, so I'm going to move this out just a little bit more so you guys can see. All right, so we are here, and we're just kind of relaxing down. And again, you want to just pick a pillow. Maybe you want to stack up a bunch of seat cushions, and you're kind of here. Okay, now, but you want to be able just to kind of come up maybe about 3 inches and come back down, but you don't want to go all the way down to the ground, because going all the way down to the ground, that can cause you to have a lordosis curve in your back, and you don't want to do that. And for a lot of people, it's hard for them to take this area down and then flex it this way. If you can do that, great, but a lot of people can't. Okay. All right. So I'm going to put this here. And this is good if you have back issues too. All these stretches, legs and back. Right, so that's Capricorn full moon. The Capricorn rules the back and the structures of our body. All right, so we're going to push your hips up, and when you do that, we're going to squeeze your knees together. Now, if you don't have a little squishy ball, you can use one of these, or I have this squishy ball that I bought at the dollar store. I'm all about inexpensive workouts, folks. And nothing that I've done today cost any money. It doesn't have to anyways. I mean, you can have toys like this and it costs money, but it's not. You can have couch cushions. All right, so we're squeezing that ball for me, please. And as we squeeze that ball, we're digging our heels into the ground. And we're going to make sure that our toes are pushing down, but we're not trying to lift our heels up. Okay, so relaxing through your neck. Now, as you do this, I have to set myself alarms, or I end up overworking. This is somebody who has attention deficit disorder. They have to set alarms for themselves so that they don't get distracted. All right, so this is our last one. I know I'm not going to get distracted anymore. All right, so we have our feet flat, toes facing forward, right? It's like splayed out your toes as far as you can, squeezing that ball for me, bringing your feet in as close as you can. Your back is supported. We're going to tuck your hips under. And as you tuck your hips under, you're going to reset your head and you're going to push your head into the floor. You're going to bring your chin down to your chest. All right, we're going to reach your hands here. All right, we're relaxing through the shoulders. Recheck everything. Is your head pushed down? Is your chin pushed down? Is your upper back pushed down? Are your hips tucked under? Now I'm ready. Okay, I do it too. I got to remind myself. All right, we're squeezing that ball, and I want us just to lift up a little bit. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Relax through the glutes, and come back down. Let's do that again. We're going to reach up. Now, if you don't have one of these, or maybe that was too much for me, I can feel it, right? I probably need to be on the floor because I know how to do this movement with my back here. But for somebody who's a beginner, that's too much, okay? And so you just need a little bit of a lift. All right, so we're tucking our hips under, pushing our head in, chin tucks under, elongating through your back. I already feel that. So we're relaxing through the upper chest, tucking your hips under. We're going to raise that up, squeeze your glutes, but don't squeeze your glutes. So you should be able to go like this and hit your fanny and it moves. We don't want tight butt. All right, we're not there. Squeeze in a little bit to get up there and then just relax as you tuck your hips under. Because what we're trying to do is open up through this area too and refire that muscle that forgot how to work because it was only working on one side, and come back. All right, let's do that one more time. All right, so we're going to squeeze that ball, push your heels down. These movements are slow and you have to reset every time. If you just try to do it like an exercise, no, that's how we got in a situation. We try to take a stretch and turn it into an exercise. Nope, nope, nope. All right, so we're going to tuck your hips under, push your head back, drop your chin, tuck your hips under, relax through the neck. You might feel this through your rib cage here because your core is trying to reset. All right, squeezing that ball. Squeezing that ball as your hips come up for me, please. Hips come up. Relax through the fanny. You should be able to do this. Okay, and the fanny moves, but we're not arching our back. We're still tucking under, but this is relaxed. And then we come back down. All right, now if you do 5 of those, that's hard. Okay, and I think I did 3. So these are retraining your muscles on how to work again. And by retraining our muscles, we have to breathe through that, right? And by me teaching you, I'm not breathing, okay? I'm holding my breath too. Thank you for all the people that are watching, all 15. I appreciate it. I wasn't expecting this kind of turnout, but guess what happens when you show up for yourself? Sometimes magic things happen. All right, so I wanted to show one more, and I don't know how. Let me see if I can maybe angle my body this way. You could be able to see this. Okay, so we have already warmed up the outside of our leg. All right, we've already warmed up this one. All right, and then here's another one that I really like. You want to take one leg, and a lot of you may have seen this one before, but this feels good after we've stretched the other parts. All right, so we're going to lay back, and we're going to bring this knee to the side. Now, if you feel that that's too much, you can take a cushion and go underneath, or you can take like something like this, a pillow or a ball, right? And you just kind of relax there in this position. And I know that, let me move this. I'm afraid to turn it sideways because I don't think it's going to record live like that. I think I tried one time and I don't want to mess up again. So let me move this back a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Plus, you want to see my beautiful picture. I know. Straighten out that leg for me. You want to be in like a number 4. And then your arms want to be out in like a T shape. Okay, like a T shape. And when you do this, we want to go back to that same movement that we had with that pillow. All right. So we have to tuck our hips under. And if you need to keep your leg bent like this, please do so. Don't straighten it out if your back is uncomfortable. Okay. So I'm going to straighten out my leg because this is not uncomfortable. And you want to make a number 4 there. And as you do that, we turn to one side. Okay. Now, as you can see, my arm is up. Now the goal is to have both of your shoulders down, and to do that and have your knee down. And I felt a lot of pops going on in my back. It felt really good. But a lot of people can't get to this point. Now, if you can, great. And I'm going to go over advanced, and then I'm coming back for you folks that are kind of hanging out. We're going to straighten out that leg. Your foot needs to be, remember, flat flexed. That dorsiflex, not pointing. All right. Reach out. And you can see my foot's kind of dangling out. So I kind of put my ball there. And I'll put a ball under this hand because it's hard for me to do both. I have a problem, twisting my body that way. So imagine putting all this weight on my back, and then I would still have poor form and not move well. Hello, is this GHLRTZ2? Hey, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Your name just kind of popped up. I saw purple and I was like, oh, I like the color purple. All right, so again, we want to have that foot flat, and we don't want to point it. Remember, it's flexed. All right, we have our knee up in that number 4 position. We're going to go out to the side. All right, we're going to relax through our shoulders. So again, you see my hand is hanging out here. I'm not all the way down. I'm a little bit better on this side than the other one, though. All right, but I have a shoulder issue on this side. So no wonder I don't move well. And we're going to straighten out that leg. Now, if you have a problem with keeping your foot flat, go bump up against the couch. And then that way it feels like you're standing up, right? And we can't cheat. Use that couch. It's not just for your butt to be sitting on. It can be used as a stretching tool, folks. Use the resources you have available. You don't need to pay a lot of money to get therapy. You can watch videos like this, do it in the privacy of your own home, get you a ball at the dollar store. Okay, so again, you put it here if you need to kind of just open up. And if this hurts, right, stay here with that knee bent. Bring it up. Take that pillow and kind of hold your pillow, right? I know all of us, we want to be like this with the pillow, but we need to open up through our upper back, because if we've been texting like this, driving like this, right, we got to open up. If you keep going in the same direction, you're going to have an equal and opposite reaction. And the opposite reaction is this muscle is overstretched and this muscle is very tight. And so what is happening is, if you have a muscle that is very tight and it's only working at 60%, but it's supposed to be working at 100, the opposite muscle is stretched out and you're asking it to work 140%. And you're asking that muscle, instead of working 100%, it's only going to work 60. Okay. So it's important that we have to open up through our chest, because some of these sciatic nerve problems could be coming from sitting a lot and hunching over a computer and hunching over our phones when we come home as we're watching television and sitting on the couch. All right. So we're straightening out for me, people, and your foot's going to be flat against that couch, and we open up. All right. And you can, stay at each one, but you want to make sure that you reset yourself as you do each one. And if you have 2 couches like this, maybe you can push one foot into one and one foot into another. Or, maybe you just put a brick on the floor or something that you can't move. Something that's kind of heavy, that if you pushed against it like that, it's not going to move. These are the last exercise stretches that I have for you, and hopefully this helps your sciatic pain. If it did and you got something out of this, make sure that you like this video and share it with somebody that you think could get benefit out of it. And look at me, I look like Fraggle Rock. I'm showing my age watching Fraggle Rock in the 80s. So if you got something out of this, let me know. Again, this is for anybody that has problems with their sciatic nerve, and making sure that we are giving ourselves a good routine. It doesn't have to just be a good routine of going to the gym. Do you have a good routine of eating breakfast? Do you have a good routine of making up your bed? Do you have a good routine of stretching in the morning and giving back to yourself? If your routine is given to a lot of other people, nurses, caregivers, how are we giving love back to ourselves? And let's breathe and not hold our breath. and hopefully some of that pain can be alleviated in that area. All right, magical people, hope you have a great Thursday, and make sure that you do something that's going to expand whatever you want to expand. Stay away from the alcohol, and go get outside in nature. Get your stress levels down that way instead. Thanks.